about? Fuck you lame ass nigga. Fuck you lame. Fuck with me, hoe. Fuck you lame ass nigga. Why you fuck with me, hoe? You lame ass nigga. You a stupid ass hoe. With your lame ass nigga.
I'm better now. On my high priestess shit. I'm better now. On my high priestess shit.
Hey y'all, this is a quick little message that I just got, okay? So I feel like when people are living and alive, okay, you know, this could be a little morbid for you or whatever, but you know, if you're spiritual, then you know you should understand. But when people are living or whatever, I feel like a lot of people don't think about what their actions will do or mean in the afterlife, okay? Whenever they're judged, and when, like, for real judged, you know, based on how they live their life, okay? I feel like people really don't think about, like, okay, if I'm out here treating all these people bad, if I'm out here doing all these bad things, and you know, that could be their, like, you know, life purpose to be this bad person, but also, you know, like, I've been a bad-ish person before, and so, you know, I'm not that anymore. So it's like, you know, I can understand the bad, but I can understand the good. And so, you know, I just feel like people don't think that, like, the things that they do within life are really going to be judged, not only within life, okay, because, you know, karma comes through whenever you live in, but also, like, you're going to be judged. Your soul is going to be judged whenever you're dead, okay? And so it's like, I don't know, I needed to say that because I feel like a lot of people are not only getting judged while they are living right now, but also getting judged because they are leaving the earth, okay? And that's something that they're about to really understand greatly by not being here, but understand, like, oh wow, I did all that. Like, they in their soul, body, or whatever, you know, spiritual, because they're not in their physical body anymore. But it's like they're going through that whole process, and it's like, oh, I really did all of that, and I can't go back to fix that, you know, like they can, because it's like, once people are gone, okay, this is something that God does. God forces people who did a lot of bad things, whenever they're gone, before they go to wherever the fuck they're supposed to go, like, you know, jail or whatever, but like, say you're doing community service before you go to jail type shit, okay? It's like that in the spiritual realm. It's like bad people are forced to do a whole bunch of good things, like be there spiritually for the people that they hurt, okay? Make sure that things go through, be like God's helper in a lot of ways, okay? Like, God forces them to do this shit in ways that they're like, I don't really want to do this, but you have no choice because you're dead, okay? There is no free will in the spiritual realm. There's no free will in the spiritual realm. You get free will as a human person. Once you're in the spiritual realm, there's no more of that, okay? And so it's like you have to do what God wants you to do, 346 H-Town. And so once you are gone, you know, it's like people are really forced to think about or experience, go through all of the things that they put people through once they're passed away, okay? Yeah, and so I feel like a lot of people, I don't know if this is coming up because people are now thinking in a more spiritual way where it's like, okay, the things that I do to people or have done to people, are really going to get judged. And if I continue to do things to people, then that'll add on to the things that I already have done. And it'll just make it worse, okay? And so I don't really want to make it worse. So I have to start doing better in life, okay, while they're living, okay? And so I feel like a lot of people in living are about to start doing better because they have thought about or are thinking about the judgment, okay? Because judgment is coming through, okay? God is not playing out here. Yeah. So I needed to say that. I needed to make a quick video about that because that's what's happening, okay? People are being judged, and it's like, I would feel like I would rather be experiencing a level of karma, you know, if I was out here just doing all these bad things or whatever, and hadn't, you know, like made up for the bad things that I've done before, like experience karma in life, even though it's hard, you know, you go through a whole bunch of things, whatever. I'd rather experience that in life than in the spiritual realm, like on some real shit, because God has you, okay? Like, God don't play about the spiritual realm. And so it's like, I feel like they're in some way thinking in some terms like that. Like, it's like, okay, I'd rather experience judgment in life, 629 on God, than I would rather experience judgment in the afterlife, because in the afterlife, it's a whole different level. It's way worse. It's like, cause you know, if it's like, you know, you getting sent to the devil and God be like, look, I don't fuck with you. You can go deal with that nigga. Then it's like you stuck with that man. You're stuck with the devil for the rest of your life, for the rest of your soul's eternity. And you know, it's like, I don't know if you want that, you know? I just really don't think that you want that. You know, even if you come back and say, you know, if there's other lifetimes for your soul, it's like your soul is still going to be dealing with what happened in the previous lifetime. And you're bringing that into this new lifetime. And so it's like, again, I still don't think that you want to deal with that. Because the devil is still gonna be like, look, I still got you. You can have this new life or whatever, but I still got you. And so your life, your next life would still be horrible, if not worse than what the last life is, because God will make sure that you got all of your karma and experience so much karma that it's like, oh my gosh, like if you did so much bad in the previous lifetime, it's just like you're not gonna come back and have a good life. Like, it's just like that. Like, starting from, like, I'm saying like a baby, like starting from being a baby all the way up until however long God allows you to live again, it's like your life would still not be good. So it's better to handle things within the lifetime that you're in on some real shit, either by 832 H-Town, either by going from being a bad person to being a good person, really like apologizing, owning up to shit, being a better person, you know, to people, like all people, not just like people that you want to be good to, but like people that you really hurt, and like really going to them and being like, look, I really hurt you. I really did these things to you. I really apologize for that shit, and really showing the actions that you need to show 9/11 to them in order for them to like really understand that you are sorry, okay? This movie, it's called Life of a King, something like that. It's on YouTube and it's with Cuba Gooding Jr. Okay, it's like about a Baltimore man who taught chess, and he had just gotten out of prison or whatever, and he started working out of school and started teaching chess to the students in detention or whatever. And it really turned into a whole thing. But he really, like, he had problems with his son and daughter, but he was like really putting a lot of effort into these kids, and like his son and daughter were still losing out after like all these years already of losing out. And so he really had to like come to terms with like, okay, I'm helping these kids now. Like, this is my new life now, but my old life is still there. Like, I still have to worry about the kids that I birthed into the world, like I created. And so over time, it's like he was able to really mend the relationships of his children who were grown, but he really was able to mend those relationships over time, because through the kids, through him going through teaching the chess, going to prison, all of that really taught him, because he came out wanting to like have a better relationship, but you know, his daughter was like, I don't want to fuck with you. His son was like, I don't want to fuck with you. And so it's like, that's how he left them. And so it's like he had to build up from that point. Like, he was better, but he had to build up from a point of like them not knowing him anymore, them not trusting him, them not fucking with him. And so he needed to really realize the fact that he really lost out on a whole bunch of time and things and experiences and opportunities with his children. And that's why they ended up in the situations that they ended up in.
Bouncing,
Lean,
bounce,
snap,
yep, bouncing,
rock,
bouncing, bouncing in this house,
bounce, rock,
bouncing,
lean,
bouncing,
snap,
bouncing, bouncing,
rock,
bouncing in this house.
bounce,
Yup,
rock,
let's go. Okay, bouncing in this house. Okay, bounce.